Palm position, locks down, drops them on, boom, hits to the side, pulls us up in position, driving that arm down, getting that lock down at that key lock position. Key lock position, travel south, raise on up, gooseneck just means keeping on down. This foot drives forward, more to gooseneck. We talked about this hand slipping off now, hooking the wrist to wrist, makes that much more powerful. Now what we can look at is a couple of options. If I'm starting to lock this down, if I don't have my hands quite in the right position, all I want to do is just take your hand away from me. Go ahead, take this hand, boom. Just like that, bring it right back in. Okay, boom, take it away again, boom. One more time, look in there, takes away, boom. Just take it away, come in again, boom. Doing a good job, one more time. Hooked in there, take it away, boom. All right, that's one of his defense. He's not gonna pull that in towards his body, because if he pulls in towards his body, there's too many things we can do, because right now he feels us pulling it at the end. He feels us stroking this way, so he's gonna take it away. Go ahead. Boom. He's going to take it away. As he takes it away, come right back up in. Okay, pull it on in. I'm going my move. Boom. He takes away. Boom. As he takes away, I'm going to put the shoulder right on down again. We talked about this already. How we're locking down. We're hitting with the right head. Or we're going to drop with the shoulder. All I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this hand up here, securing his wrist. My base arm is going to stay above the elbow joint, meaning closer to his body. I don't want this elbow to be above I don't want it to be below his elbow joint. I want it to be above this elbow joint. It's flat. Because when we went from a key lock position here, he straightens it on up, boom. So as I pin it down with the shoulder, I slip this hand right back up here again. You see how it's still back into basically a key lock position now, but my elbow is below his elbow joint. It's flat. Again, depending on his flexibility, this might be good enough for you because we're going to a straight arm bar. All I'm doing is I'm bringing top hand, I'm going down. This hand simply just going to go down in this position. This bottom hand right here, I just bring this up to a cutting edge. See this? You see his body just reacting to this right now. I'm using pulling this top hand. As this one goes down, cutting edge comes up. If need be, I raise this elbow just a little bit. You see just right there. But as you see, what I'm doing is I'm raising it up because I have flat edge. What do you think is going to feel better or worse? Flat edge or a cutting edge? Cutting edge. We're not into the feel-good business. We're into the pain inducement of business right now. So we're going from, we had a key lock here, he breaks loose. I pin this right down again, slide this hand right up, secure this to where I basically have, key lock would have been way up here. You see I'm hooking right down into the crook of my elbow. It's almost like the same principles of a rear naked choke. Palm is on his wrist. I'm simply just bringing everything in downward motion, just coming down with this pressure. This arm is going to simply cut up to a cut edge. See, as it is, just by me not really doing anything, there's this cut edge comes. You see how it raises the arm up. Raise this arm up, just by bringing that wrist from palm down to palm up. As I pull down and bring this up right here, you see he's tapping right now. There's a lot of guys that are pretty flexible to where this back of his hand will still touch. It'll touch. And it will not be enough here right now. I'm trying to be easier on doing this. If I do this and this is not enough, all I do is I will raise my base elbow. This is my base elbow. I just raise the elbow right on up, and it is enough. I will just raise that cutting edge up. So going from key lock here, slips, attack with my head, attack with shoulder, slip, just grab that wrist again. You see, I'm bringing right back in this crook position. Palms coming down, cutting edges coming on up for a straight arm bar. So all I'm going to do now is going from attacking, I call this the northern hemisphere. We're into the equator, and then we're going to go out into the southern hemisphere. So let's grab your partner, go slowly on this, make sure you tap on him. Let's go into that straight arm bar as he's countered our key lock or our gooseneck. It's too much, I know. But I want to finish the instruction right now. That hand, hold your arm. See how you secure yourself? Now what you'll do is, my base arm is flat, bring that curve to that arm. Yep, see how you go to here, get that curve. Now if that's still not high enough, I'll raise his elbow, maybe that much more. Now your right arm, it's elbows on the mat. You can raise it up like this. Okay, see that? Bring up a cutting edge, then raise it up just like that. Well, this hand's going to keep going down. This one goes cutting edge, and then up. Boom. And you can tell that no matter how flexible they are, you'll take up all the flexibility. Okay? That's that wrist. That's your wrist. You're holding your arm. Just like that. Hold my finger up. Now, this is your face arm. All you do is turn it to cutting edge. Okay? Keep this hand pulling down. Cutting edge, and now raise that elbow up. Alright? See, your elbow is right now, his elbow is right now. His elbow. Now, get it, go slower. There you go. See, before, you were right now, you were supporting his elbow drop before. Always be just giving me your hand. Actually, what I need you to do is spin him so that they can see what you're doing here right now. Okay. Then I thought this was a perfect time to address this right now because they were having a problem with this. Okay, just go ahead and lock your arm in, lock it down. He's still trying to do the same thing, but if his arm is pulled right on down, it's going to be tough to drive the arm right back up at a 45-degree angle or to get into a straight arm bar. Okay? Let me have the bot here right now.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Evil here. All right. Okay. Same thing in here. So I'm just locking him down. Boom, it's locked down position. It's going to be tough for me to drive this arm when it's locked down up in this position. I'm going to use my head like a weapon on this own arm. What you do is, you can see I'm going to go from, I'm putting it down, I'm going to raise it up just like, so I'm going to go like this. Strike it. Boom, strike it right in position. As I strike this in position, this hand throws right in through. Because I'm creating my own space. My head strikes his arm with the side of the head, but I'm raising this up as I strike. So I'm going bang, bang, bang down that position. I hold it for a second, so this hand's going to be threaded right through. As it threads through, I pull the base hand right back up because I'm pushing down here. This hand grabs right back onto the wrist. So I pulled this arm out. As my head continues to push down, keep it there. Now I'm pushing down with this. Now I'm locking everything right back into here, which now is known as Kimura. It's known as a few different things, but probably more or less known as a Kimura position. Let's go into this here again. I'm trying to attack up north of it, because the arm is down south. So all I'm doing is I'm trapped his arm between my head and the base arm. But all I'm doing is going arm side up. Bang. That's all I'm doing. I'm delivering a strike. It's also a distraction. It makes them think that, what the heck's he doing? Strike with this. Just right underneath with this arm. Throwing it right underneath here. I'm striking with the strike apparatus. As I withdraw, this hand pushes right down. Boom. Fires down. Post. Slips right back into the wrist. Now I start to arch on up. Tap on these feel pressure. Okay. I felt it's like you're not tapping, and I know it's kind of hurting already. Okay. Again, I slip in. I've got his hand position, the arm drops down south. Boom, I can't get this to drive up how I normally like to drive up here. So this base hand, all I'm doing is I'm shooting forward. So I just go boom, I just shoot forward. Boom. Boom, shooting that right now. Boom. I'm just shooting that right now. As I shoot that out, my head meets it. Bang, I strike it. Bang. 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 That doesn't feel good either, does it? No. But again, it's not gonna, I mean, it's a distraction. It's nothing that a guy's gonna tap out from, let's put it that way. So the moment I shoot this up, I deliver my head, side of head, strike. As I strike this hand now slips underneath because I gave it this space to slip underneath there. So as it slips underneath this, I continue to push my head down. Down. This hand withdraws as I push down, so I can come right back, grab his wrist. As I secure this wrist, this base arm now slips in to secure my other wrist. Depending on what his arm does, if it stays straight, all I'm going to do is my right side, the side that's closest to his belly button, which is my right side, I'm going to simply turn in almost like I'm sitting away. As I'm sitting away, he's going to bring his arm back position right now. So whatever side is closest to his belly button, all I'm doing is I'm actually trying to sit under. He feels a cutting edge coming up more on this arm. There's pressure on his elbow. There's pressure on his tricep. There's pressure on the shoulder. If the arm bends here, if it bends in position, again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. As I sit under, I'm going to start to slide underneath his arm here the same way. So it depends if it goes straight arm. I'm sitting in there, you're just going to feel a little different kind of pressure. It was bent. I'm still sliding the wrist back underneath his body. Biggest key here is now is going from, we were attacking north with his hands too sparse. So I'm just not getting this driving thing coming on down. I'm just not getting it so zippy. As I slip his arm forward, I meet with him head on top. Forward, head comes in and down. Bam, trapping it. It allows the space right here so this hand slips underneath. As I keep the head pressure driving down, this hand comes up, posting this hand right on down. Once I secure this on down, I'm bringing my hands right up to secure again. My wrist, not going to really have the same pressure. You can still do it. If I go into the crook of my elbow, I'll still have certain pressures right here. I think you found a little bit better more if you have. If he's got a straight arm bar, it'll be easier if it's out onto the wrist. If he's in that semi-bent position, this works okay this way. I can come up with this on a little bit further. So I can almost position this a few different ways, depends on my opponent's extremities. So whether we're attacking north, okay, just keep it north here now. Drive up here, north, locking, draw everything in, key lock, gooseneck, slipping that wrist, gooseneck, position. He beats me here, slide down, out straight, boom. And no, just take it straight. If he takes it out straight, again, I recapture this wrist, hand into the crook of my elbow. I want to make sure I'm above the elbow joint, because if I'm below the elbow joint, I'm working against myself. If I'm above this elbow joint, now I've got leverage, I've got something that's going to induce pain. The top wrist goes pressure down. Bottom wrist, all I'm going to do is I'm bringing up a cutting edge just by doing this. Wrist down, wrist comes on up. If that's not enough, raise the elbow right up a bit more. Now you see, he really can't push his hand up towards me. Push his hand up towards your head. Try there because there's space, but he can pull it away. Boom, as he pulls away, it locks down south. As it locks down south, again, I just go on the opposite attack. Attacking here. Slide on out, attack over the head, slipping underneath, pushing the head down, post, locking it back here in position. Now I can go up into either the wrist goes behind, or if it's in my bent position, still taking the wrist back and behind here. Okay, that's known as a Kimura, but we're attacking either the northern part, in the middle, or the southern portion. So be careful, let's go with your part. Good. It all comes back, you don't want to see it once again. And look, a long day, 6 hours, yeah, we're almost done. We're just the last thing we're finishing.
Really hold it.
No, we're working on an armbar.
Alright, finish this drive forward, and as you drive forward, slightly.
Now this hand goes underneath. Push down. Now this hand goes up. Yeah, here, watch here. Let me just come up for 1 second. You're not real flexible, are you?
I'm very flexible.
Oh, you are? Okay, so basically,
You take this you come underneath,
you hold like this.
and then you put your head right in
Shoulder hits
between.
this, or we do that little slip.
Take this arm,
Locks on that way.
lift this arm.
If I slip out this way, we now go into straight arm bars. It drops on south.
Put your head on my
Now the head strikes. Boom, I hit that head.
And then you-
Now it's shoots on, bang, but this. Now this hand slips underneath this. Now they push down with this hand. Now I push down his wrist. Grab his wrist.
Yeah,
Now it's whether it's straight arm or better arm, either way, I still have more or modification of a Kimura. Okay. I mean, I wish I could have showed a quick little clip of what some of you guys look like there in the beginning, because as, 3-4 hours later, you guys are looking pretty darn sharp on that pummeling technique, and realistically, pummeling is not an easy technique to learn. All the guys that come in there at first, I mean, you just look at the actor, they don't know, they can feet, the hands, arms, I mean, it's almost comedic to watch what they're doing, but they start to learn more and more how a valuable tool that incorporate. Pete here, he's phenomenal when it comes to Muay Thai. And he just sees how he can work a lot of this public, and then he can deliver some pretty devastating knees, the leg kicks, and way they can move off this, and also he switches up, hooks his head, and swings and pivots his head over the side there, and brings up his knees from one side to the other. So he already has been hybriding and adapting a lot of the same technique to where his format is he spent that many more years doing Muay Thai, so he could relate to that more. Now he can simply just use the same techniques. Like, how can I get it back to always throwing a knee, a kick, or something else? And he's hybriding it all here already.
Mutated.
Yes, exactly. It all does. Is anyone having any problems on doing that Kimura here right now? I know it doesn't feel good. We're going to end on that note right there. I hope you guys had some fun here today. I hope that you walked away with some knowledge. And I always tell people, write a few things down, either on your way home, at least if you're not behind the wheel, or once you get home, write a few things down so that you remember. Call it something different. Call it something that you'll remember it as. And then that way you get back into your training facility, your dojo, or something like this, you can again try to say, this is what I really like the most about that entire seminar. How can I now incorporate it into all the other stuff that you've drilled so much more that is already your natural reaction. And then you start to incorporate it, and literally before long you know it's like you will have mutated it to something that's very specific for you. So you'll be doing your own little blend of Heinz 57 once again. Like I said, you see me, I don't really mean to be comedic about that, but it's the truth. It's, as I said earlier, most people that come here, they want to learn that all-encompassing move that you walk up there and go, ta-da. They don't exist. It's just a rare individual that comes along that acquires their technique, no matter how that was in one format or if they had to mutate it into something else so that they were able to use it. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't understand anything about judo, but as long as I could keep coming back to something that was wrestling based, I had a good idea of what I wanted to do. So I was mutating things then. You guys are all going to do the same thing. So I appreciate you guys coming on out here today. Definitely safe travels on your way back, and hopefully we'll see you here again for one of our future continuing education seminars. Thanks, guys.